If you own a local business with a team, you've probably said this at least once. Why won't my people sell? Maybe you said it out loud in a team meeting. Maybe you just thought it while watching a perfectly great opportunity walk out of the door without spending another dollar. Well, today we're going to fix that. Not with a lecture, not with complicated sales training, none of that, because everyone will forget it by Friday. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into two real scenarios pulled straight from the kinds of businesses I work with every single day. For example, a doggy daycare and a co-working space. Two completely different businesses, same exact small business problem. This is the deal. You're going to hear the wrong way first because it's fun and it's exciting. Then I'm going to break down exactly what happened and why. Then you're going to hear the right way to do things. Simple, natural, no pressure, no weird energy. By the end of this episode, you will know exactly what to change, what to say, and how to build a path for your team that can actually sell. This is Revenue Rascals AI Sales Roleplay. Let's jump in. Okay, so now before I break into the scenarios, I want to share with you exactly why this happens and why it's so prevalent. If you own or founded or leading a scaling startup, you typically are paying salespeople, depending on their role, $60,000 to $500,000 a year. The type of person that will apply and succeed in that role is very different than your average small local business that is paying hourly employees or perhaps a manager that's full-time, anywhere between $15 and $30 an hour. And typically, these small businesses hire people that are going to do what? Treat the customer amazing, give them this beautiful experience, which you should be thinking about and doing. However, what happens is typically that profile of person I just described is not that great at selling naturally, may even have natural aversions to it. And I've made these observations over the years. But if you think about it, somebody who's making $15 to $30 an hour, most likely part-time. If you think about how much they make per month, it's really not that much. Most of them have to have roommates or they live with family or they do all of these other things. They have a partner who makes a substantial amount more. The reason why I'm bringing this up is that deep-rooted psychologically for that person, asking other people to spend money feels hugely uncomfortable to most of these people. The reason why is because their value of $1 is very different than someone who's making a couple $100,000 a year. So they automatically associate like a yucky, uncomfortable feeling when they go to ask for money from people. So the first step here is to undo that association and serve sales back to these types of team members to say, hey, you're actually serving, not selling. This is why it's important that you have these conversations so that you can do good by the customer. And this is a really important language shift. If you're a small business owner or running a local business, like you can't say sell, the company needs to make money. That resonates with literally almost nobody in the profile that I had said. If you can flip it and say, hey, the customer needs to know about this membership or this offer or this new office space, whatever it is, because it's good for the customer, that changes the entire way that they believe they're approaching sales. So the company wins, the individual feels good, and of course, the customer is winning. So this is really important for everyone to understand. And the other thing here is every time I go into companies and these team members are not selling, the automatic thing of the small business owner is fire them. They all suck. Don't want to deal with it anymore. Start over. But this is the thing, and what we're going to go through today is that is not fair, and you're also not fixing the problem. The problem is you need to make the sales process for your business super easy, customer-centric, and feel good to your team. It is your responsibility to do that. Once you do that, if you still have team members that are pushing back, that don't want to sell, that are toxic to the culture, that's when you let them go. But the thing is, if you just start letting everybody go, unless you're planning to build the sales process real quickly and then hire somebody else with those expectations, then you're really just spinning your wheels. Like this is not going to be solved by a different hire. It needs to be solved by a sales system in process that is easy to follow. So small business owners, local business owners, listen up because this is going to rock your world. All right, here we go. The Dog House is a doggy daycare and boarding facility with 3 locations. The owner has a membership program that would generate a serious recurring revenue if the front desk team would just mention it and of course, sell it. They have not been trained on how to bring it up, like I said, without feeling salesy. But the good news is front desk are warm. They love dogs and they're completely dedicated to being there, which is amazing. But unfortunately, they're skipping this key conversation for upselling into memberships. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So our AI characters, the first one you're going to meet is Sally. And as a friendly reminder, we use these AI voices to protect the identities of small business owners that come to me with these questions because this is a public podcast. Thousands and thousands of people listen to this every single week. And sometimes asking these questions with your name or your business actually associated with it can be really challenging. So we share anonymously leveraging AI voices, which I think is pretty cool and super fun. And I hope you do too. All right. So we're going to meet Sally. She works at the front desk at Dog House and she is absolutely great at her job. The dogs love her. The customers love her, but she has not been consistently selling memberships because clearly nobody really showed her how to do it. Okay. And we're going to change that today so that some of her focus can be on selling the memberships, which once again will serve the customer, the end user, etc. So our next character we're going to meet is Mary. She's a regular customer, happy, chatty, totally open, approachable. She brings her dog Biscuit in twice a week for daycare, and she has no idea that there is a membership. So first, I'm going to show you what the before almost always looks like in this scenario. Then we're going to go ahead and correct it.
Hi, Mary. Welcome back. Biscuit looks so happy today. Did he get a bath this weekend? His coat looks amazing.
He did. We tried that new grooming place down the street. It was fine, but honestly, he always seems happier here.
Aw, that is so sweet. He is such a good boy. Okay, so today is a full day of daycare. That will be $65. Do you want to pay with the card on file?
Yes, perfect. Same card is fine.
Great! We will see you at pickup. He is going to have the best day.
Thanks, Sally. See you later.
All right, nothing went wrong there. Sally was warm, Mary was happy, Biscuit is living his best life. But Mary just spent $65 and walked out the door without ever knowing that for roughly the same amount she spends in a week, she could have a membership that saves her money every single month. The deal is that Sally did not mention it because nobody told her to. And this might feel like, gosh, can't people just figure this out? But the deal is, if you think about everything someone needs to learn, like let's just stay in theme here with the dogs, like how to do their job great, right? Like that's a lot of what the onboarding training is. And then at the end, it's like, hey, by the way, with this membership, you should talk about it. That is almost always what happens. So Sally just needs some more support. All right. So one of my favorite ways to find and help local businesses and small businesses are the ones that I actually use. I cannot help myself when I walk in to a brick and mortar specifically, or if somebody comes to my house for home services, I cannot help but think about how that person should have been selling me. It's just part of my soul and I'm never going to get rid of it. So I will tell you, I often reach out to business owners if I can find who they are in my community if the selling experience wasn't what I thought was best for the company. Now, as you can imagine, I have to gently deliver this. However, I have not once been pushed back of like, how rude, you shouldn't have said anything, yada, yada, yada. Typically, it honestly turns into a client for me. And the reason why is because like if there's no new sales coming, if they're not selling the memberships, like it is not going to be a sustainable business that can scale and grow, especially if the owner has multiple locations, because you have to have consistency across the entire thing. So, for example, it does not matter what this business is selling, but if they do have some type of membership or subscription or loyalty program, that absolutely has to be part of the checkout process. So, for example, there's a local gift shop here in town that I absolutely love. And the owner is considering adding a membership. So a membership for a subscription box. So subscription, you get quarterly gifts. It's super cool. But what I was saying to her is that when I go in and I give money for something, the conversation at checkout needs to be, thank you so much for your purchase today, Michelle. I see that you love X, Y, and Z in your order history. And guess what? We're starting a subscription box and it's going to be once a quarter favorite items. Would you be interested in learning more? You could probably save a little bit of money on your favorite items. Plus, I know how much you just love to stay in the know and use all the top products. That sounds pretty awesome. I'm going to listen. But if that's not said at every single checkout, then we have a problem. The alternative to this is always making sure that you collect cell phone numbers or email addresses at checkout, and you can make that same invite post-transaction. And the reason why I like things that are post-transaction or during checkout process, so first of all, if it's during checkout process, it's part of the SOP of how to check out someone. Right? So it makes it really easy even for part-time people to come in and pick up on it and stay consistent. The other thing is cell phone numbers, especially, but also email addresses. It can do a lot of the selling for your team to take some of the pressure off and also ensure that if somebody forgot to say it, that it's coming through emails or texts. And this is a really, really mission critical piece of the puzzle. Okay. So I'm describing this scenario with the doggy daycare, but it truly applies to every single business at checkout and post-transaction. And this is the other thing that I see constantly with small business owners, local business owners, home services. And this is the deal. The owner is usually really great at selling. And the thing about being great at selling, there are tons of people who are fantastic at selling. There are very few people in this world that are fantastic at selling and can teach other people how to be fantastic at selling. So just because you, the owner, are crushing it and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so easy. It's so fun. Well, you have two things. You have the owner bias. So anytime you tell people I'm the owner, there is a bias in the purchasing decision, which makes it easier for you to sell. You absolutely cannot deny that. It is a fact. The second thing here is that it is extremely unusual for a small business owner who's great at selling to know how to train team members that aren't already great at selling. I have seen it very rarely happen. Not to say it can't, but it usually needs outside consulting or education, training, etc. However, this is one of the things that you invest in for your business that comes back tenfold with your ROI, because if you're able to get everyone on your team to sell, your numbers will absolutely go through the roof. And on that note, before we keep going on, Sally, you have to remember, Sally does not need to become an expert salesperson. She needs just one line that comes from knowing that she's helping to transition into seller mode. However, her identity will never be super salesperson, and that is okay. Allow your team to love on their own identity of their main purpose for being there and allow them the opportunity to layer on the selling in a way that feels authentic for them. Because the deal is when Sally understands that telling Mary about the membership is actually doing right by Mary, everything changes. So let me show you what this looks like now.
Hi, Mary. Welcome back. Biscuit looks so happy today.
He always is when he comes here. This is his happy place for sure.
That makes my whole day. Okay, so today is a full day of daycare. That is $65. Hey, real quick, I noticed Biscuit is in here pretty regularly, and I just wanted to mention we have a membership that a lot of our regulars use. Based on how often you come in, you would probably save around $100 a month. Would you like to look at this before heading out?
Wait, really? Yes, I would love that. I had no idea that was even an option.
Yeah, totally. Okay, here is the membership flyer. Let's walk through it, benefit by benefit.
This sounds amazing, and I love that bags are included at the end of Biscuit's day here. Thank you so much for telling me. Can you convert me now so that I start saving?
Of course. I've toggled on your membership, so your savings start today, and Biscuit will have a bath. He is going to have the best day.
All right. So listen, it was the same Sally, same Mary, same checkout moment. One transitional sentence for her changed absolutely everything. Sally wasn't being a pushy salesperson. She didn't use pressure. She noticed a pattern. She connected it to a benefit and offered information. That's it. This is the whole move. And Mary's response? Amazing. We got a new member because it was such an easy choice for her. That is the system. Notice, connect, offer. When you give your team a simple framework and a sentence that fits naturally into the moment they are already having, you will be amazed at what changes. Something has been driving me absolutely insane lately. Watching incredible local small business owners get buried trying to compete in an economy that changed literally overnight. Because now you're not just a gym owner, a med spa owner, a coffee shop owner, or a contractor. Now apparently you also need to be a content creator, an AI expert, a marketer, a sales leader, an automation specialist, and somehow still have a life. It's just too much. And honestly, most local business education completely misses the mark. It's either generic business fluff or strategies built for influencers and venture-backed startups that do not apply to Main Street businesses. So I decided to build something different. And guess what, friends? It's called the Local Guild, and it's basically the growth engine I've used helping companies scale to millions, rebuilt specifically for local small businesses. Simple, practical, fast to implement, and guess what? No MBA required. And this stuff just simply works. One of my most recent examples, we helped launch a brand new horse summer camp with zero audience, no fancy ad agency, no massive production, no ad spend. So what did we do? Well, we spent about $300 on local marketing, not ads, actual local community-based promotion that literally took us less than 2 hours to do. And guess what? It generated over $20,000 in summer camp sales. That's over a 6,500% returned. That is exactly why I built this, because local businesses do not need more noise. They need practical growth strategies that actually work in the real world. And inside the Local Guild, that's exactly what we do. We are helping business owners get more customers, increase repeat business, use AI without becoming a tech nerd, build referral systems, fix pricing, improve follow-up, and create predictable revenue. And lastly, stop being the bottleneck in their own business. And to make this insanely actionable, we created something called the 7-Day Sales Jumpstart. It's not a course, it's an activation. The goal is simple: generate sales in 7 days or less, using the exact strategies that I just had that huge return on. So if you're a local business and you're tired of guessing your way through growth, you can join today for free. And all you have to do is go to revenuerascals.com/the local guild, and you'll find us there. All right, new business time. Same problem. Gather Co. is a co-working space with 2 locations. The team is warm, welcoming, and genuinely great at making people feel at home the moment they walk in. They were hired for hospitality, front of house energy, making everyone feel like a regular. What they were not hired for was selling dedicated desks and private office memberships. And right now, that is exactly what the owner needs them to do. Meet Alex, front desk at Gather Co. Fantastic with people. Gets uncomfortable, though, the moment the conversation turns towards pricing or commitment. And I want you to meet Sam, a freelancer who's been dropping in a few times a week for the past month, paying for day passes. Loves the space, but he's not committed to a membership because nobody has walked him through it. This is the wrong way. Let's jump in and listen.
Hey, Sam. Good to see you again. Same spot by the window?
You know it. This place has the best light. I keep telling myself I need to just find somewhere permanent, but you know how it is.
Totally. Okay, you are all checked in. Hot bar is fresh, and we just got a new batch of that cold brew you like.
Perfect. Okay, I am going to go get settled. Thanks, Alex.
Have a great session.
Sam just handed Alex the opening on a silver platter. I keep telling myself I need to find somewhere permanent. That is not small talk. That is a buying signal wrapped up into a casual sentence. And Alex rocked right past it because Alex was focused on being a great host, not on listening for the moment to sell. This is a nuance that most local business owners, small business owners miss when they get frustrated with their teams. Alex is not being lazy. Alex is not ignoring the opportunity on purpose. Alex genuinely did not recognize that moment as a selling moment because no one trained Alex to listen for it. So I see this in the hospitality industry a ton. Restaurants, hotels, co-working spaces, anywhere where the customer is happy when they've been delivered an incredible experience. That could be dining, events, work, whatever it can be. The thing is the people that are interested in those jobs are not highly skilled salespeople. It is those that are obsessed with providing great experiences, feelings, making things look pretty, making people feel welcome, which is so beautiful. So just like our last example, we just have to give them a little bit more to transition into selling mode without feeling like they're taking away from the hospitality experience. So the shift that I coached here is for teams. It's really, really simple, is that you're not selling a desk. You're helping someone solve a problem they just told you they have. This is a big difference. Sam is spending money, dropping in repeatedly. Sam is already sold on the space. Sam just needs someone to connect the dots for him. That's truly Alex's job in the most hospitality framed way you can think of. Not because it benefits the business, although it does, but because it actually helps Sam. So if you think about it, like when Alex understands that, the conversation stops feeling like a pitch and starts to feel like really good service. So let me show you what happens now when Alex is equipped at the right moment.
Hey, Sam. Good to see you again. Same spot by the window?
You know it. This place has the best light. I keep telling myself I need to just find somewhere permanent, but you know how it is.
You know what? You have been in here pretty consistently the last few weeks. Have you looked at our membership options at all? Because depending on how often you are coming in, it might actually make more sense than dropping in. And you would always have your spot by the window.
Honestly, no, I haven't. I kind of assumed it would be way more expensive.
A lot of people think that. It is actually a better deal than the drop-in visits. I can grab you the breakdown if you want to take a look while you are getting settled.
Yeah, that would actually be really helpful. Thanks for bringing it up.
Of course. I will bring it over in a few minutes. Hot bar is fresh, and the cold brew just came in.
Perfect. You guys always take care of me here.
All right, so this was the same Alex, same Sam, same morning, same situation. But listen, the difference is Alex listened. Alex connected what Sam said to what Gather Co. actually offers. Alex made it easy for Sam to say yes without Sam ever feeling cornered. And Sam's last line You guys always take care of me here. That is what good selling feels like from the customer side. It feels like being better taken care of. All right. So if you are listening, you're a small business owner, a local business owner, I hope this was helpful for you. I hope that it inspired you to go create some structure and some ease around selling. Because the thing is that the team meeting where you tell everyone to sell more doesn't work. You know it, I know it, and honestly, your team does too. So before you replace anybody, build the system. Then you will know exactly what you are dealing with. Give them the tools, education, and motivation. Make it simple enough that saying it feels like what? Helping, not selling. Most of the time, you are going to be surprised by what your team can do when you actually set them up to succeed. And the ones who are still not engaging after all of that, well, you will know. And the system shows you exactly who is not the right fit. No guessing, no guilt around firing and hiring. Thanks for listening. See you next week. 50% of first sales hires fail. The reason it fails is because founders sell so differently than their first rep, and they expect them to copy their exact process. Yet, they don't have the same network, credibility, or deep product knowledge you have. So if you want to be on the good side of this stat, you need to have AI reviewing your sales calls right now. And guess what? This tool is only $297 a month, but you can put your credit card away because you get to try it for free right now and analyze your first call in just 5 minutes. Objectionly is an AI software that reviews every sales call to deliver the truth about why more dials aren't turning into set appointments and why more demos aren't ending in a lovely wire transfer. You can see each rep's biggest problems, the moments in every call that it happens, and immediately click into these moments to watch them. Get every sales call scored against your sales script to see what went wrong in every dial or closing call and what needs to be done differently to improve. No more sales call marathons late into the night when the numbers are bad to find the issue. No more asking sales reps what their problems are and getting opinions instead of facts. Just clear insights on how the team is doing in seconds without spending hours doing call review. Go ahead and cancel your 3-hour time block on your calendar for call review today, because in the next 5 minutes, you can upload a sales call and immediately see why your reps are losing easy to win deals. If you want this for your sales team, click below and watch a short 3-minute video on how it works and try it out on a free 14-day trial. Thanks for listening to Revenue Rascals, where we turn bold ideas into predictable revenue and prove that breaking the rules can still build empires. If you love what you heard, do me a favor. Tap the links in the show notes to support our sponsors. They're the ones keeping this show free so I can keep ungating the strategies that help you scale faster, lead smarter, and take more freedom home with you. And hey, if you think you'd make an incredible guest or know someone who's built something worth studying, email me at hello@michelleterpstra.com. And until next time, stay sharp, stay bold, and stay just a little bit rascal.